Greetings everyone and welcome to our Global Leading Voices webinar campaign. It is my pleasure to welcome you all here today on this very exclusive webinar where we will discuss about the professional value of ISO 9001 to a person's career. My name is Erza Ajvazi and I'm going to be the organizer for today's webinar. Please stay tuned for the next 30 minutes and learn more on how the new ISO 9001-2015 standard can help you improve your business performance, how to become a more effective professional, and elevate your career regardless of the industry. To tell us more about it, we have here with us Mr. Strahinja Stojanovic. Mr. Stojanovic is the author of 9001 Academy, 14,001 Academy, and 18,001 Academy Toolkit. If you have any questions or comments during the presentation, feel free to write them in the chat box or your control panel, and Mr. Strahinja will answer all of the questions accordingly. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you will get an insightful information from this webinar. Please, Mr. Strahinja, you may start the presentation.
Thank you, Erza, and hello everyone, and we can start with the presentation. Gaining more competence, of course, is always valuable and desirable. And in ever-increasing competitiveness of the market, companies become more and more customer-focused, and since it is the main principle of the ISO 9001-2015, they often decide to implement the quality management system according to this standard. And of course, acquiring competence in the field of quality can help a person to in advancement within the company, but also it can open the doors for new career choices and even entrepreneurship by becoming independent consultant or trainer. Today we'll talk first about the benefits of ISO 9001 for the career. Then we'll talk about the career choices regarding the ISO 9001 and quality. Later we'll talk on how to achieve competence, and of course within this slide we'll discuss about becoming the quality manager or consultant or even a lead auditor. At the end we'll discuss about the main challenges in achieving those competencies and becoming one of the quality professionals. Let me share with you first the 5 extremely valuable but underexplored benefits of quality management, and how by adding basic quality training, tactics and frameworks to your existing professional expertise, it can help you to elevate your career in ways you may have never considered. What is puzzling me that more is not made of the professional career advantages and knowledge gained from the performing procedural assessments, audits, and other quality management related functions. The procedural assessments of supplier, manufacturing, repair facilities, and departments are a goldmine for acquiring priceless insights on mechanics of business and the management processes. And these give you an access to learning potential that is available when performing quality audits and assessments. And also this can help you grow professionally from the exposure to this type of environment and experience. Of course, who wouldn't like to boost their ability to earn more and provide additional value to their organization or become more appealing to prospective employers? And by taking the step to improve and enhance your skill set, you not only shine a light on yourself as a viable candidate for a career growth, but also become more self-confident. It's no secret that developing and expanding your expertise and increasing your level of professional knowledge are major factors in determining your earning potential. Yet so many people sit back and rely on the merits of their existing skill set or education and hope that by achieving a certain level of time on the job will equate for higher pay and advancement. But why wait around for the years to add up before pursuing your career objectives? The quality management proficiency can easily be added to your existing skill set without interruption of your current position or career function, and with minimal financial impact when compared to other alternatives. This, of course, doesn't mean that you will get the tons of money from other businesses and corporations or corner office or executive parking stall, but if you plan your career advancement and develop your skill set in a systematic way, you will be setting yourself for the future success. Also, the industry diversity is a very valuable professional advantage, and one that can provide career opportunities that might never have been possible otherwise. And many people have the misconception that due to their academic background or career experience, they are pigeonholed in their current career or position. What many fail to realize is that the education, skills, and experiences acquired over the course of one's career to this point are far more valuable and transferable than you might think. And you also might find yourself at a career crossroads, but as a quality management professional, you will become well equipped with these skills and proficiency that transcends the industries. There is a growing long-term demand for the quality management professionals across all industry sectors and can be adapted to all organizations regardless of type, size, or product or service they provide. And this professional flexibility allows you the freedom to go where the opportunities are. Becoming an entrepreneur is something that many people dream about. The freedom and the ability to develop and nurture something that is truly your own and not the result of someone else's vision is a very powerful possibility. So the allure of being your own boss, making your own hours, and being accountable to yourself and your clients is appealing to many. But if the risk associated with walking away from your current job to brave the entrepreneurial landscape is a little too great for your liking right now, there is also the option of starting up something on the side to get your feet wet and test the waters. And many quality management professionals take this route and become full or part-time entrepreneurs at some point in their careers. Because quality management so easily transcends industry boundaries, quality professional could find endless opportunities and clients base in order to offer their expertise. Of course, also something that is very appealing regarding the quality is the joy of traveling for business. And if this thought of visiting various locations and organizations, both domestically and internationally, sounds like an intriguing career option, then quality is definitely something that you should pursue. Through my career in quality management, I have the fortune to experience some amazing locations, also share knowledge with an assortment of businesses, and in those travels have made some invaluable contacts and friends. I realized that frequent business travel is not for everyone, and depending on the area or function of quality management one may focus on will largely dictate the frequency of the travel required, if at all. As a vendor or a supplier assessor or lead auditor for certifying, you may spend a large portion of your time in transit. In case of a corporate internal auditor or quality coordinator or manager, frequent travel may not be a part of the job description. The beauty of a career in quality is that you can take the direction that best suits your lifestyle. When it comes to career choices regarding the ISO 9001, first, of course, is the quality manager, and usually this is the introductory, let's say, position for many professionals in this field. In production company example, adding the quality management expertise to your engineering background, for example, can lead to promotion to quality manager and somebody who will take care not only about the quality of products, but also about the entire quality management system. This is especially frequent, let's say, in small or mid-sized companies that are implementing ISO 9001 for the first time. And actually, in my career as a consultant, very often people who become management representatives in previous version or quality managers are becoming more enthusiastic about the standard and really asking for how to pursue the career as an independent, let's say, consultant in this area. The good thing with being an independent consultant is that it enables you to offer variety of services to your customers. For example, you can be a freelance auditor offering services for companies or certifying bodies, then training, of course, developing and administering training programs and classes on quality, auditing, and management-based material. And also for consulting, which basically means that you will help organizations to improve performance and build foundations in the areas of quality, operational, and management principles. And of course, these are just small representation of the opportunities a quality professional could explore in the pursuit of professional independence. On the other hand, some people are tending to swim in the more safer waters and work, for example, for the certification body, and having this accredited certificate and experience in quality will qualify you for the position of the lead auditor in some certification body. Of course, the big question when somebody is starting the career in the quality is how to achieve the competence. And the first thing I think it's most important is how do you plan to develop your career in the future, whether you're pursuing the lead auditor position or the quality manager position or being an independent consultant or entrepreneur. So basically this will guide you in your choosing, let's say, or selection of the course or let's say knowledge that you will try to achieve. Of course, courses are one of the main sources of knowledge in this area, and what is more important is for everyone to realize that usually one course, even for the lead auditor, wouldn't be enough for you to become qualified, let's say, consultant. The main knowledge base is basically the experience, and it will be definitely hard at the beginning when you are struggling to find a new first or maybe even first clients and so on, but actually the experience that will build up from implementation to implementation, from certification to certification, so on, will give you more, let's say, value. But on the other hand, what is most important when you are looking for the courses is to get at least the accredited course. Because accredited courses, of course, provide you with more recognition and, let's say, prestige in some way, and they demonstrate that you're capable of conducting the particular activity, let's say internal audit, for example, or being a lead auditor. And of course, the courses are different always, but it's good to find some course that really suits your needs. What I would expect from the good course now, when I have tens of courses behind me, I think that most value added during the courses is not just from repeating the clauses of the standard and so on. The good course will probably provide you with the real understanding of what the standard requires and how those requirements should be put into practice. Of course, there are different trainers and different courses, but the courses where you get some even practical experience can be really beneficial for future application of the ISO 9001 or quality management system. Of course, the main challenges or the main problems when starting the career is, of course, where to start. And I often hear this from people who are just getting involved in the career of independent consultants is how to start. Who will be your first client? Basically, that's the most important question. Of course, as I mentioned before, it's good if you already have some background in business that you want to pursue, or you have, let's say, history of being a quality manager, or you had some role related to quality management in your previous company, and you have contacts with the people in the business. This can be really beneficial for starting the consulting business, for example, and getting that first client. Actually, in many cases, when companies are really hiring the consultant, they don't really know what what they need when they implement the standard. They don't really know how the implementation process will look like. And basically, they don't have the capability to determine whether the service that they are provided with is really matching the requirements, simply because they are not really familiar with the requirements of the standard and so on. So the main, let's say, selling point for consultants is their reputation and their reference list. So again, at the beginning of the career in consultants, for example, the best, let's say, reference to you, since you don't have any clients and so on, can be your previous experience in business, and also the certificate of some accredited and respected organization. Of course, there is no one single, let's say, silver bullet that will ensure the success or ensure that your entrepreneurship will be fruitful, let's say. But what is important to realize as a consultant or any entrepreneur who is working independently is that you will be forced to learn constantly. And basically what I usually say is that the consultants know one step ahead, just one step ahead from the companies. So you will always have to move the limits of your competence and increase your knowledge and competence and so on, just to expand the level of services that you can provide to your clients. And of course, to listen for their demands for trainings or implementation requirements and so on. So being a consultant with, that only covers one standard, especially the 9001, is not really a competitive advantage, because there are a lot of people that are familiar not only with the 9001, but also with 14,001, 27,001, and so on. So ISO 9001 represents the good start, and the knowledge and expertise must be expanded from time to time, so you can keep up with the competition and being able to provide to your customers the level of service that they require. And of course, the biggest question is this career right for me? Of course. It's something that the person itself needs to address or answer. If you're a more communicative person and extrovert, I think the business of a consultant or a lead auditor is the right career path, because you will be meeting a lot of people, you will be talking to a lot of people, even maybe holding some trainings and presentation in front of a lot of people, even the entire departments in some cases. So this job is right for extrovert people that really want to travel and meet some other professionals as well. On the other hand, as I said before, this career path through quality can also be beneficial for people who don't like to share so many friendships and so on. For example, as a quality manager or somebody working inside of the company, you can improve yourself and really provide additional value to your company, but by improving your competence in the section of the quality. Finally, regardless on whether you want to change the career or just to advance in your company, the ISO 9001 can bring you an advantage. And the quality management has a lot to offer as a dedicated career path or just an added skill set to enhance your current position and professional expertise. Okay, that would be all. Erza will take over from here. Erza?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Strahinja, for this very informative webinar and presentation. I would like to inform you all that PCB provides training and certification services for ISO 9001, Introduction, Foundation, Lead Implementer, and Lead Auditor. As we've learned today, ISO 9001 helps you to elevate your career and enable organizations to maintain quality in all their operations, as well as offer qualitative products and services to all of their customers. A PCB certificate will demonstrate your dedication in implementing and managing these processes and frameworks, and most importantly, you will be recognized worldwide. For more information on this, please visit our website pcb.com/training. Now, without further ado, we read some of the questions from attendees regarding today's presentation. Okay, one of the questions has been that what is the time frame when wanting to get ISO 9001 certified?
As an individual, it will depend mostly on the type of the course you want to take. As you can see from this presentation, basically, what is the most valuable type of certificates is definitely the lead auditor and the lead implementer. So with sufficient prerequisite knowledge, you can get your certificates in 5 days.
Okay, thank you. Another question that we've had was why are quality objectives established without taking into account risk and opportunities?
The quality objectives should be taken should take into account the risks and opportunities, but risks and opportunities are addressed through actions to address those risks and opportunities, and they don't have to be merged with the quality objectives. The quality objectives are more established on the level of the company. For example, if we say we want to increase the customer satisfaction for 10% or something like that, we can define maybe some additional opportunities or risks that can jeopardize that objective. So basically the identification and addressing risks and opportunities is working to enhance achievement of the quality objectives.
Okay, another question that we have is what is the fundamental what is the fundamental between lead implementer and lead auditor?
Well, it will depend maybe from the trainer and the type of material they have, but basically the main difference between the lead implementer and the lead auditor is that the lead auditor course usually contains the requirements from ISO 19011, which basically represents the requirements for auditors in terms of techniques of auditing, conducting the audit, planning the audit, and so on. While the lead implementer course usually explains how to implement the requirements.
Okay, we've had a lot of questions in the last minutes. I'm going to try to read as many as I can. One of them is this ISO suitable for both professionals working on B2B and B2C, or is it more suitable for one of the options?
I think that ISO 9001 is basically applicable to any kind of business or operation because it's customer focused. And all you do within the quality management system has one objective, and that is to achieve the customer satisfaction. The only question or only difference is how you will meet those requirements of the standard and how you will achieve the customer satisfaction. But again, it's completely applicable to any type. Erza?
Okay, just a second. How many audits per year lead auditors have to conduct to confirm the status?
It will depend on the certification body that they are working for, but essentially for ISO 9001 there are no such requirements. So basically you can, I mean, if you have one audit in a couple of years, you probably wouldn't be hired again. So, but you know, it's not really a problem, I think, for certification bodies to hire somebody who is not so, let's say, eager or didn't have so many audits.
Okay, another attendee needs some clarification. She has asked, a client has requested for its IT department alone to be certified of ISO 9001. Other departments are not ready. Can this be done?
You can shrink the scope of your certification to several departments only, but again, you will have to include the key processes in your company. So if you're, let's say, a production company, you cannot just include the accounting or marketing to be the only departments to be certified. So if you're planning to certify your company, you will have to include the key processes within the company.
All right. One asks, I have 1 year experience. Do I still need to take the intro and the foundation?
That will depend on your confidence. If you are feeling knowledgeable enough, I think that you don't need to take additional courses. On the other hand, attending some courses is always valuable because you always hear something new and something useful. So I don't think that attending any course would be some big waste of money and time. So.
Okay, what exactly does a lead implementer do? Someone wants clarification.
Yeah, lead implementer is basically a consultant. He will first understand the requirements of the standard and help the company to implement those requirements. The requirements includes developing of the documentation and also adapting or developing new processes in the company. Of course, according to the requirements of the standard. So basically, the lead implementer implements the standard in the company.
Thank you, Mr. Strahinja, for all of these answers. We have, because of the time limit, we will answer only 3 more questions. So one of the question is, when doing an audit for ISO 9001 or audits for ISO standards in general, what is the maximum time period between stage 1 and stage 2?
I assume that this question is for the certification auditors, and I think that there is no limitation on when the second, what is the, let's say, the delay between those two audits. Probably the delay will arise from writing the report about the stage 1 and accepting those reports and so on. So it will depend on the certification body and how it operates, how busy are the people and how available they are. But in general, I don't think that there are some limitations prescribed by any standard or any regulation.
Okay. Somebody wanted to know which ISO standard is best to integrate with ISO 9001.
Well, it will depend on the needs of the company. The most common situation is that you have ISO 9001 and ISO 14001 as the second, let's say, a very popular standard. So those two will usually go together, but people also implement ISO 9001 and ISO 27001. Basically, it will depend on the needs of the companies. And for personal career, I think that it is always beneficial to get competence in some standards that are not so, let's say, widespread and popular. Because in those cases, you can get a better price for your services.
We have another interesting question. When you talk about ISO 22301, it refers to BCM. When you talk about ISO 31001, it refers to ERM. What discipline does ISO 9001 refer to?
For BCM, that's business continuity management. So the analogy in the ISO 9001 would be QM, so quality management.
Okay, we have another very interesting question. How has ISO 9001 helped you in your professional career? Can you please provide an example?
I studied mechanical engineering, so I'm completely from the other perspective, but basically I was introduced to management systems during my college, and basically I started with these quality management systems implementations and auditing. Basically, this is my my only career, and since I'm from, if we talk about the opportunities and everything, let's say I'm from South East Europe, from Serbia, so and now I have a chance to speak to all these people via PCB, so I can say that it really, you cannot really imagine how your career regarding the quality is going, especially these days when everything is online and nothing is really far away. And also this career allowed me to work for Ajvazi and 9000, 14001 Academy, where we did some really good things regarding the online courses or even developing some quality software and so on. So you never know what will happen.
Okay, somebody else wanted to know, she says, I work in a forensic laboratory. Is it possible for implementing ISO 9001 there rather than ISO 17025?
It would be better to implement 17,025 because it's the standard specific for the laboratories, and I think it would be more applicable. Basically, it will contain most of the requirements that other management system standards have, from about documentation, management review, and so on. But it will have the specific requirements for laboratories, so it's more suitable, let's say. But ISO 9000 also can be implemented as well.
Okay, because of the time limitation, we can unfortunately not accept any more questions, but I would like to remind you that this webinar will be recorded and will be posted in our YouTube channel as well as all the PowerPoint slides. And for every question that has not been answered by Mr. Strahinja, he will answer to you by email privately. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Mr. Strahinja?
I just wanted to share the my email. I don't know if people have it on the website or something like that. So if you can add it to your emails, that would be great.
Yes, of course. We will inform them for your email. I wanted to thank you again, Mr. Strahinja, for this very informative webinar and presentation. It was our honor having you as a presenter. And I would also like to thank all the attendees for taking the time out of their busy schedule to join us here. Thank you all very much, and we hope you enjoyed our webinar. We wish you a very wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.